All right, we're going to talk about Screencastify. The first step is to go to screencastify.com and get your account, use the special code to upgrade, and after you do that, it'll walk you through also installing the Chrome extension. So I'm kind of circling around it here at the top, and it looks like the picture you see on your screen, and we're going to look at those options right now. So whenever you want to make a screencast, you have a couple of options. You can It's called screencasting because what you're really doing is just making a video of what's on your screen. You can also use Screencastify to make a webcam only video. So that would just be your face, and then you would just record that. You can have it on desktop, and if you have it on desktop and you turn on this embed webcam, then it will also have a little inset of you during your screencast. So it's optional when you're recording your screen if you want to have your webcam on. I'm gonna leave that on for this recording, so if you watch the recording, you'll see what that looks like. I can tell my microphone is working because this is going up and down. If you make videos and you listen to them and they're too loud or too soft, you can come in here and you can adjust, but you can see that Screencastify thinks that's too loud. If you're a low talker, you might have it up. If you're a loud talker, you might have it down. So you can kind of just mess around with that and see what works for you. If you have more than one camera, you would do that in this drop down. So I have an external camera, and so that's what I have it set to. I almost always choose desktop because if I choose browser tab, it's only going to screencast what I have in this tab, and if I want to switch between tabs, then it doesn't work. So I just choose always choose desktop. So here's to show more options. I like to have the countdown on. There are drawing tools, and then these two I have off. So I'm going to go ahead and hit record, and you'll see my webcam will here. I can't have my webcam on because I have my webcam on in Zoom. Let me turn my webcam off in Zoom. Okay, there we go. Let's try again. So I will record, and you can see my inset's going to be on. I click my screen in this pop-up window, and I click share, and it's going to count down before the recording starts. So now I'm recording my screen. Down on the lower left, I have the pause button, which is awesome. If you're making a video and you're like, I need to take a deep breath, or like for instance, in my house, the fire alarm went off the other day, you can pause and then restart. There's a drawing tool down here, so you can do some drawing if you needed to, and then an eraser, can change the color, all that sort of thing. So our main reason for talking about this is talking about, in this case, telling kids what's going to be going on in the Google Classroom. So here I am in my Google Classroom, and this would be my first week of work. You can decide for a daily video or a weekly video, it's up to you. I just go ahead all through my screen, and I would talk about and say, oh, the first thing is this question. You're going to click view question. And then the students, in fact, type their response over on the right, and then they would submit it. So if you are going to be in your Google Classroom, what you're going to make note of is that the view is going to be different. What you might want to do is have yourself in a coworker's classroom where you're a student, and then you're showing the student view during your daily video. It's totally up to you. You can do it from the teacher point of view or the student point of view. Or you could have one in each tab, and then you could go back and forth. That depends. It's up to you. So the next part is, once you're done with your screencast, what happens? So I'm going to go ahead and click pause and then stop. I think there's some special keys for that too. And when I just waited, what happened is Screencastify opens. You'll see this big picture here is the actual video. You can give it a name up here. So this would be my daily overview, April, 3rd, whatever you want to call it. Now, right there, if you're like, great, lower left, hold on. If you're like, awesome, my video is done, I don't need to do anything, great. Remember, you can do it as many times as you need to. They give you a couple of trimming options, and there's also an editor option. But today, we mainly want to figure out, how do I get this video to the kids? I noticed today when I talked to somebody, these were all rolled up. Okay, so on the right, when I roll down the Google Drive, I can just copy this link and I can post that in my Google Classroom. Here's some more options. I like to make sure it's unlisted. Here are the other choices. People who have the link to the video can view it, and that's what it's on by default. So anybody with the link will be able to view it. If you have it unlisted, that means only people with a Southwestern SD account. So like the students would have to be logged in, which is fine if it's in Google Classroom, but if you're going to email it to parents in their work email or something like that, you want to make sure it's on unlisted. So I'm just going to click off, that goes back up. This video is automatically in your Google Drive. So if I click over to my Drive, you'll see, that's why I wanted to name it. Here it is. And you can get the link from here too with these 3 dots. You can go to share and get this link, copy link right here. So that's another way. But I like to just hang out right in Screencastify. You might have noticed under Google Classroom, okay, I can click share to classroom and my classroom window pops up. Patiently loading. I have a lot of Google Classroom, so yours hopefully wouldn't take as long. What's going to happen here is it's going to load up all my Google Classrooms, and I'm going to pick the one that I want to share this to. And then you have to decide, is it going to be an announcement, an assignment, or materials? I would choose announcement, and then it's going to show up on your classroom stream. I don't know, patience, there we go, choose a class. So here's my distance learning classroom, choose an action. It could be material if you want, and then it's going to show up, you know, on the classwork page when you click, and you can choose who's going to see it, write your little information in. Let's scroll down, and you can right away pick the topic. So if this was going to go in my April 6th information, and then post, then it's automatically going to go to my Google Classroom. So it's pretty seamless when you use Screencastify. When you use the extension to record your video, you can do everything as soon as you're done recording. Everything about your sharing, getting the link, can all happen right from the Screencastify window. So I want to